Alright y'all, welcome back. We're going to go over the Twitter and Reddit data. So obviously the rationale behind this is there's potentially more value to the top 25 projects that have more of a community built up around them. So more Twitter followers, more Reddit data. Again, that is indicative of hype and community, but whether or not it's actually being backed up by code commits and a strong developer community, which is key for integrity, like integral success, that is more reflected in the GitHub data that was in the previous video. So check that out if you want to see how those compare and how the projects actually stack up for development activity, which to me adds more intrinsic value. But in terms of the hype and the more superficial value and how it's perceived in the marketplace, let's look at some of the Twitter and Reddit numbers. So something that I think was kind of interesting is that Ethereum Classic's Twitter, when I looked at their Twitter page, it looks like they're still doing developer calls, which to me, if there's like dev calls scheduled within the community, then there's probably development happening on their code repo. Yet I didn't see any development happening on their code repo. So that's something to maybe look into further. But bottom line is Ethereum Classic still seems like they're doing well when you look at their Twitter. But again, you definitely have to dig a little deeper and follow up to see if that is founded on some true grit and some hard development work. So anyways, that's Ethereum Classic. Dot, aka Polkadot, which again is new to trading. I think it's been worked on for a few years now, because I remember hearing about Polkadot a couple of years ago with Gavin Wood doing interviews, and I think it's evolved quite a bit in the last few years. But Polkadot is only being evaluated because it's only being traded within the last couple months. Like it's fresh on the market for open investment, basically. But that being said, Polkadot, being fresh into everything in terms of trading, already has 64,000 followers on their Twitter. So good job, Polkadot, relatively speaking. Even though you're new to this countdown, you're already doing really well in terms of Twitter followers. Something interesting in the Twitter realm is that Binance still has more Twitter followers than Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin was holding strong for a long time, by quite a large margin, having the most Twitter followers in the crypto community. But now, like for the last few quarters, Binance has had even more, because like I said, if there's anything Binance is good at doing, it's that hype game and having a strong community of people going in and starring its repository and following its Twitter. So I will give Binance some credit for that, because they still have more followers than Bitcoin. So good job there on Twitter. Biggest gainers within the last quarter are HedgeTrade made 69% gains over last quarter. Chainlink made 53% gains over last quarter. Crypto.com coin made 45% gains over last quarter, and Maker made 34% gains over last quarter. So good job, Maker, Crypto.com coin, Chainlink, and HedgeTrade in terms of gaining more Twitter followers. The ones that did the worst in terms of Twitter followers, and specifically making fewer than 1% gains, so the less than 1% increase in Twitter followers, were Litecoin and EOS. So they're struggling a bit. And the ones that straight up lost some Twitter followers were Bitcoin SV, which again, we kind of addressed why that might be the case in the GitHub video. But Bitcoin SV lost some followers, and IOTA lost some followers. And then a quick little snapshot, because like you get the picture of what's going on with this, but a quick little snapshot for the Reddit data. The biggest gainers for Reddit were, again, Crypto.com coin, Chainlink, US dollar coin apparently did a good job of gaining new Reddit forum members, and Maker. So names that we're seeing a lot, just like in previous quarters in terms of improvements and really making some gains between GitHub, Twitter, and Reddit, are Crypto.com coin. They seem to be hustling pretty well over the last few quarters. Chainlink, I say Chainlink a lot in terms of them doing a good job making gains quarter over quarter. And then I feel like Maker also does a pretty good job, even though Maker technically didn't quite make it onto the countdown this quarter. And yet again, the ones that aren't doing so well, you start to see some repetitive names here as well. So the ones that made the fewest gains of like specifically less than 1% gains in terms of Reddit forum members were Litecoin, IOTA, Neo, Dash, and Unised Leo. So Unised Leo, Ethereum Classic, Dash, Neo, IOTA, and Litecoin not doing so hot within the Reddit community compared to previous quarters. And that sums up this video. This is probably the most like chill, straightforward one of all of them. And I only have one more to record. So that next and last section for the Q3 data is platform sizes, where we go over what projects that are actually considered platforms that you can build tokens on top of. And of those that you can build tokens on top of and are considered platforms, how many dependencies do they have? Like how many tokens are actually being built on them, which to me is a pretty big indicator of value, because if you've got more other side projects dependent on you and on your success, then you're more likely to be successful because there's more stakeholders involved. And I think there just goes to show the people that are selecting to build their tokens on top of your platform probably have more faith in your platform. It's probably a stronger, more appealing platform to begin with. So we'll go over that section next. Thanks for joining me on this one, and I'll see you later. Bye.